Okay guys, so this is part 2 of the Travis Scott AstroWorld video. So in part 1, we discussed whether this was a satanic ritual. We looked at whether it was an intentional satanic ritual, whether it was satanic sacrifice. So we discussed that in the first 20 minutes of this. And the cards we got were the Wheel of Fortune reverse, we got the Devil, we got the Tower, we got the Knight of Wands, and we got the World. And I discussed all these cards in a lot of detail in part 1 of the video. In this part of the video though, what we'll be looking at is, and also in part 1 of the video, I shuffled these cards on camera. So if you want to see that shuffle process, just check out part 1 of this. I didn't want to shuffle again, but I will also be shuffling on camera again during this. Okay. So for this part 2, we'll be looking at the other theme, and the other theme that we wanted to address here is Travis at fault for the concert disaster and the deaths of the concert goers? And this has been divided into 2 classifications: the concert disaster and the disaster that happened, and was he responsible for the death? 2 questions that we'll be addressing here. So at this point, I want to give full disclosure in that I have professional experience not only performing at large events and venues and for audiences as an actor, but I do have experience as well being an event organizer and looking at event logistics. And these have been large open space venues such as outdoor theatres, arenas such as Wembley arenas, touring at arenas, etc. So I have event organisation and logistics there. I would also say at this point that I have a master's and a postgrad in crisis and resilience management, and that's the foundation for emergency planning and disaster management. So I do have that background, and I would be lending insight as we go through this from a professional and technical perspective. But I'm not saying I'm an expert at this. I'm just saying that this would provide another layer of understanding to what is going on here. And it's important to stress that we will be, but I would still not let that overtake things. I would still be providing the psychic and spiritual insights as well. Okay? So the reason for this first disclosure, the reason for the disclosure is because it's relevant to this question we are addressing here: is Travis at fault for the concert disaster and the death of the concert goers? So I'm going to put these cards aside that we shuffled for a moment, and I would say that from a professional experience point of view, in terms of Travis being personally responsible, how it would look in the light of day, I would say no, but I would say his team, the people around him and his concert organisers are. I would say as well, I'll go with that for now. And this is just me talking from my professional experience. The reason why I'm hesitating is that the cards are saying something else, and the cards are giving another perspective, which I'll come to. That's why I was just hesitating in the beginning here. Okay, so there is negligence, in my opinion. This is my professional experience from organizing events and the logistics of events. There is negligence from not only how the event was organized and how the barriers were laid out, but what was more alarming to me was the number of attendees that were going above capacity and lacking in providing adequate emergency service reinforcement per head count. That is what I felt was really concerning to me, especially based on people's knowledge of his past concerts. And I find it interesting that we haven't heard anything regarding that just yet. And I find it interesting that Travis and Kylie have both looked in this new year to sort of come back onto Instagram, because to me, they wouldn't come back onto Instagram unless they felt that this had been put behind them. I particularly feel as well that, and I said emergency services were particularly at fault, because they are the ones, the emergency services, and by that what I mean police at the event, ambulance services at the event, first aiders, doctors, and so on being at the event. There wasn't enough per head count at the concert. From the time you see people storming the barriers at a concert and you know that you are above capacity, additional and more reinforcements per head count should have been sent. It looked as though those who were manning the AstroWorld as we know, didn't get training either. A lot of people talked about not getting training, not being able to handle the event, not being able to prevent people from storming the barriers and raging as they came in. We addressed the concept and the theme of raging in depth in my last video, in part 1, so I'm not going to go in depth with it here in part 2 because we discussed rage a lot. But those are the things that were really concerning to me, and I found from my professional experience, I found that startling. And I found it startling that all that was going on and the issue did not appear at the time to cause any concern. There weren't any escalation pathways set in place. There wasn't any due diligence, it appeared to me. Now, what these cards are saying though is, we have, first of all, let's start with, so that's my professional opinion, that's my professional perspective. Now let's go through the cards. So with the cards, we have the 8 of Cups, we have the 3 of Pentacles, sorry. So this represents someone who was working together with a team of people, a team that was supporting someone, and this is someone walking away from them, and I feel it's Travis walking away from them. I wouldn't be surprised if Travis completely gutted his team. And notice that in terms of someone's back, a mature female energy, she has her back towards the team, and I wouldn't be surprised if Travis not only walked away from his team, but also got someone to come in and clean house and give people their marching papers. Because we have here someone holding a sword and others have dropped their sword and they're just walking off and walking away. Another thing, and this is something I suspected, look at this card very carefully, this 3 of Pentacles card. Usually they call this card the apprenticeship card, where people are learning how to do something. So what this says to me is that people in Travis's team, let me make sure that you guys see this. People in Travis's team were very immature in terms of what they were doing. They either didn't have the necessary experience. Particularly seeing a man I would say in his mid-20s to mid-30s. He appears fairly youngish. He appears quite tall, slim build. I'm seeing someone like that particularly, but it just seems as though, yeah, people just didn't have the expertise. And there was also a lot of infighting amongst the team, infighting in terms of who's to blame, who's responsible. So there's a lot of that going on. Heads were rolling. Now the next card that's come up to, so we have this Queen of Swords and we have the 7 of Swords here, and we have the Queen of Cups underneath. So this talks about a lot of mature female professional energy that we see going on here. And next to the 7 of Swords, we have an Ace of Swords. There's a lot of Swords energy, and we have Justice finally coming through. So we have a lot of Swords energy coming through here, and the Swords energy, especially with the Ace of Swords, talks about new strategy, new approach, cutting with the past, moving forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a new branding strategy, there's a new approach, there's a new softening of Travis's image that's going to be coming out, and that's going to be unfurling. When we have the Ace, that's new, so we have the new year. Swords also talks about communication as well, communication and strategy, and Aces are beginning. It talks about new, cutting with the past, starting anew. So with this Queen of Swords here, I feel that this Queen of Swords, look at the both swords high up in the air. This Queen of Swords came in with Travis, and it's as if this person, whoever this woman is, whoever this mature energy is, she's coming in and she's cleaning house. This woman is someone, I'm being told, who sees things very clearly. She sees things for what it is. This person is very lethal in what they do. They don't take any prisoners. They don't take any BS. And she's come in to this Travis situation, and she's completely cleared house. And they're starting anew. Ace is also new beginnings, so I'm not, and communication, as I was saying. So I'm not surprised that in this new year that they've chosen to come out and both of them on their Instagrams talk about, you know, both of them restart on Instagram, you know, for the new year. Not surprised at that as well. Okay, so I'm not surprised to see this with Travis's camp. Now, this Seven of Swords really interests me. The Seven of Swords and the Queen of Cups as well is something that I find really interesting. Let me see. What is the Seven of Swords and Queen of Cups? Okay, there's an offer of money. Oh, this is your infighting. This is the... Yeah, okay, fine. Got it. Got it. There are two heavy hitters in terms of women working with Travis now. So one of them is very cutthroat. They're very almost heartless. They could see a situation and they're just cleaning house and they're being very lethal with it. It's almost as if Travis he's just parting with a lot of people he had around him for a very long time. But these people just were not up to the job with that apprenticeship energy. So we have that person. This person I feel is more like a spokesperson, more the one being in charge of, yeah, thank you very much. With this Queen of Cups and the Temperance, this is more a spokesperson. This is the one in charge of, I don't know, how should I put this? In charge of the brand, in charge of speaking on behalf of Travis. This is more someone who is in negotiations, who is more working to set things right, who is setting a strategy to smooth things over with people. However, with the Seven of Swords behind here, there is... Seven of Swords and a Queen of Cups is not a good combination, because you will have someone who appears very emotionally open, empathic, sensitive, which is what you want, willing to have the negotiations, willing to see things from your perspective, someone who makes you feel really comfortable. But with this seven, and the reason why is because we got the clarifiers, it's negotiations of money. There's a lot of negotiations about money and a lot of juggling and a lot of back and forth that's going on regarding money as well. But there's a cutthroat element with this person. This person is not all what they seem. Now, when I say not all that they seem, this person here, this queen, I feel was established or appointed by this other queen energy that we have up here. And this queen energy gave the directive as to how to do these negotiations. So hence the person may, and the branding for Travis may appear very compassionate, sensitive, with empathy, emotionally intelligent. It may appear very balanced, very understanding, and so on. But it's a matter of getting things done. It's a matter of saving money. It's a matter of conducting payouts. It's a matter of saving money. It's a matter of just juggling in the background and paying. This Five of Wands came out reverse. It's a matter of paying people off. But what I'm picking up here in terms of people being paid off is that some people are either not accepting the money, in that they want to go to court and they want to have their day in court, and that's where they want to take it. And some people have accepted the money as well. What I'm picking up here, and so I'm just intuitively channeling at this point, with this Five of Pentacles, even though they talk about the 9 deaths on the news, I am being told, even though I think on the news they said 9, but my mind's eye I'm seeing 10, so just correct me. They're talking about the 10 deaths, but it seems to me that there's a huge group of people that are being put together who also have other injuries. So it may not be deaths per se, but have also been injured in this. And those people are also looking for their payout. For some reason, the injuries have been kept out of the press or haven't been given the limelight, so these people feel out in the cold. Also, these people may feel, oh my gosh, how could I talk about my injury when people actually died? But there are quite a significant number of people who also have been injured, who are also looking for financial compensation. So in addition to the deaths that need to be paid off, there is that consideration as well. There is something, and that is what. So this and these people are what the Queen of Cups is looking to negotiate. That is what this person is responsible for smoothing over. So this is what you call crisis management 101. This is your Olivia Pope. This woman here is like your Olivia Pope, so to speak. But for some reason here it's coming up that there is some duplicitousness around it, in that they have their perspective on it. They're not being completely transparent. They have their own goals. They are really marshalling and organizing their resources in such a way that they want Travis to have longevity. They want Travis to probably lay low for a while, but they want him to bounce back. That is the long-term goal. They're giving the impression that it may not be, but ultimately that's the long-term goal here. Okay, so I'm going to put these, because there's a lot of cards on the table, I'm going to put these to one side here. So this is my pile for the rage mentality here. So I'm going to have another pile here, and that's people getting their payout. Okay, so, yep. This is what I was seeing here. There are a few people who, and this is what I picked up with this here as well. There are going to be people who are going to be refusing to settle for what they're being offered. And that's what I picked up. And I mentioned this earlier. Forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But there's some people who would want to have their day in court. There's some people who would want to have I want to say make a spectacle, but I don't mean that, make a spectacle. Because make a spectacle makes it sound as though they are, I don't know, we're doing it for the publicity, but it's not that. It's like people really in grief and really feel ripped apart and really feel hurt. And they're not buying into this woman, whoever this person is. May not necessarily be a woman, but whoever this person is, they're not buying into it. They're not buying it for a minute, right? So whatever is being offered, they're not accepting it. It also looks as though there's been, especially with the Temperance card, there's been a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Offers put on the table, offers taken back, offers given, offers taken back. So there's a lot of, it's still tempestuous. It's still a lot of juggling and back and forth and back and forth. But I do have a feeling that they would get there though. The reason why I say that is because here we have a 9 of Cups card, and we have a 9 of Cups and we have the Chariot. So this is saying to me that he is going to come out of this, all right, trust me, he's going to, simply because he has a strong team behind him. What Travis is going to come out and do, and he's already started doing it already as well, he's going to rebrand. Do you see with the 8 of Cups? So what he used to be like, he's walking away from that. In fact, it was interesting him doing the Charlemagne the God interview, which was just a useless interview. I don't know why Charlemagne even bothered. But it was just, bottom of the deck, look at that. 5 of Cups, shame, disappointment. This is actually what he's feeling. Believe it or not, this had a really deep emotional impact on him. It really did. I would like to say that, let's say Travis is more concerned for his career and for his this and for his that, but you know what? I don't pick that up per se. I'm so sorry, shoot the messenger, I'm so sorry, I'm not getting that from these cards. And if you're thinking I'm a Travis fan, I'm really not. I don't get his music. I don't get the vibe. He just looks stoned half the time. He doesn't look up. He doesn't look at the camera. His head's always down. I don't get it. I really don't. Okay? So I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big follower. The most I know of him is that he's with Kylie. I can't sing one of his songs. Don't know the guy. Okay? I should have said that in part 1 actually. But anyway, I'll probably put it in the description. But what I can say with him though is that this is someone who's really destroyed him. This really destroyed him. And I feel that he has gone on a journey, and that inward, he's really gone inward in terms of understanding why this happened, what it means for him. This is someone doing the work. This is someone doing their emotional work, I have to say. This is someone really doing the work. He is going to be a changed person after this. And not just a changed person for the sake of his career, but as a person, this would actually change him. There's something genuine about his energy that I'm picking up here, but this would actually change him. What he does have though is a very good powerhouse team. It's as if there's a separation between him and the team, and he is leaving, like he's walked off, and this main woman who's running things, her back is to him. It's like he doesn't really want to know how things are done. He just wants them to do things and get things done, basically. A lot of people in his old team have been let go. That's for sure. A lot of people in his old team have been let go. And so they should have. Okay, what else is coming up here? But he's going to get his opportunity to move forward with his career. He definitely would be. Yeah, this year is going to be the year where he begins building back up. I'm also being told that they purposely didn't want him to remain too long out of the limelight. They wanted him to sort of, the reason why we have these two women here is one woman working in the background, the other woman being positioned forward, but they're very good at what they do. These people are looking long term. So the strategy here with this Ace of Swords is to get off the mat, get back into it. Let's experience this heat. This is the time to experience the heat. Let's dive into the fire. Let's take it. Let's weather the storm. But we need to come back out of the other side so Travis could continue moving forward and doing what he does. This is some proper Olivia Pope shiz. I'm telling you. I am telling you. These are the Olivia Popes in Travis's life. But he is working on just reflecting and healing at this point. Okay, what is going to be coming up for Travis? What is going to be coming up? Yeah, there we go. As I said, what is going to be coming up for Travis? We have an ace. We have two aces here. This is what I'm saying. This is going to inspire him. It's almost as if now he's set on track for his life purpose. It's like there's an internal change that's going on in him. And that internal change, because Wands talks about fire energy. This internal change has happened in him. It's going to be reflected in his new music, in his business deals, and a lot of these things. There's going to be a new approach, a new vibe, a new way of working, and it's going to be cool, and it's going to be accepted by his fans. He's going to get a lot of adulation. Yeah, there we go. That's what I said, 8 of Pentacles. Okay, let's organize these cards. Yep, so we have an 8 of Pentacles that's coming through. That's what I'm saying. He is going to be getting off the mat and he's going to be bringing out new stuff, making new deals. There are a lot of people who are... Oh, we have a 2 of Wands reversed though. He's going to be making new deals a lot. He knows this 2 of Wands is actually what I was talking about. This is the fire. This is not being positively received. This is what I'm talking about. He is coming back slowly but surely. What they're doing is that this strategy is them testing the waters at the moment. They are testing the waters to see what's coming up and how things are going, but there is something that he is coming out with this Knight of Pentacles. He's not going to come out with it right away. He's not going to hit that new music right away. But behind the scenes, not only the music, but other deals, it is something that he is working on for a later release. We have the Four of Swords here, and this is what I was saying. He's been out of the game, but they don't want him to be out for too long. Max, he would be out for 4 months, but they don't want him to be out for too long. So this is him beginning. When did this happen, actually? When did this Astro... I'm just going to check really quickly, because this Four of Swords is bugging me. November. Oh, so it's not months actually. This is weeks, which makes sense because swords is it's air. It's a very fast energy. So this represents like because it was the 5th of November. Or is it 4 months? Because we have the whole of November, we have the whole of December, we have January, February. So probably by March we could expect some momentum going. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, yep. I think 3 months have definitely gone past. Well, after 3 months, before the 4th month, they'll definitely start picking up momentum. Okay, what about the legal-ish? What about the legal-ish? What's going on for Travis legally? What's going on for Travis legally? Oh, I think I need another deck, you know. I think this deck is done. What's going on for Travis legally? I think I may have to get another deck. Because we have this Justice card here. Let's ask another question. How is Travis going to prevail legally from a legal perspective? How is he going to come through this? He's going to come to agreements and settlements with everyone. Oh, yeah. He's going to come to agreements and settlements with people. This, where is she? Where is she? This Queen of Cups woman with this Temperance. There's going to be one person, 1 or 2 people who, as I said, want to have their day in court. They do, right? But overall, with this 2 of Cups, this Queen and this Temperance, they're really working hard and they will be successful in, from what the cards are saying, at this point in time. The future is not fixed, but at this point in time, it looks as though they will be able to smooth things over and Travis would be triumphant and come out of this on top. If he hasn't done so already, I feel that it's not in the bag just yet, but 70% of it, it's on his way there of resolving, of having payouts. So he's able to breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, Death card. They're almost there in terms of putting this issue to bed and him being able to put this situation behind him with that Death card there. What's coming? So that's the legal element. I'm going to do this really quickly. I want to get to the bottom of, we spoke about it before, but I want to get to the bottom of it a bit more, which is, and I'm going to get a different deck as well. Travis. Who is responsible for, because in part 1 of this video we talked about a number of events just coming together, but I just want to know who is there. What can we point a finger at one person in particular who messed up, or was this just a series of unfortunate events? Could we point a finger at one person who messed up, or was this just a series of unfortunate events? It seems to be a series of unfortunate events. Yeah, I would say it's a series of unfortunate events with this Two of Pentacles here. You could look at it from both sides. You could look at it from two perspectives. People are to blame, people are not to blame. People are very defensive about it, by the way. But clearly, in terms of policies, procedures, legal infrastructures around this, etc., with this page, it was lacking. So what people are saying is that there is a lot to learn from this experience. The whole thing was just lacking. What else could we say? Yeah. Tower below the deck. This was just a situation waiting to happen. With this, especially with this Eight of Swords, this was a situation that was waiting to happen, number one. But number two, look at this very carefully. We have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords. People are shitting themselves. People are shitting themselves. People are being very defensive. They're beginning to mount their case against accusations, and they may appear calm on the outside, but look, this woman is looking into a mirror. This is a reflection of how she really feels. People are shitting themselves. There are a lot of people to blame, from concert organizers to emergency services, and that's something I said before. I can't represent a concert organizer or an emergency service in the cards per se, but from the very beginning, if you look at part one, that's what I've been really picking up. And pages keep on appearing all over the place. Pages, or the Three of Pentacles, which is an apprenticeship card. You know, there is an immaturity when it comes to the way this was organized, or what people felt. There was an immaturity overall in terms of the management of this, not only from Travis's team, not only from the concert organizers, but the emergency services, government appointed as well. So you'd have the police doing an investigation into their own incompetence, so to speak. And this just resulted in a perfect storm of that Tower moment. Oh, you couldn't make this up. You couldn't make this up if you tried. Look at what was under the deck. Yeah. But to me, what's coming through really strongly here is that to blame, mostly, it's the concert organizers here. It's the concert so I'm going to continue on that theme. Tell us a bit more of the concert organizers being the ones to blame, and being where, what could you tell us more about that? Now, everyone has some sort of blame to this, but I'm seeing here that the majority of the blame is with the concert organizers. Okay, so let's look into that a bit more. What could you tell us about that? What could you tell us about that? Okay, this is something that I picked up before. Yeah, it was just a lot of people okay, what I picked up before is that a lot of people may be putting up their defenses and so on, but people were just money driven. And people were just money oriented. This is the thing with this. People were just money driven, money hungry, money oriented. However, don't cry for me. Don't cry for them just yet, because they will be able to get out of this. These people have some pretty deep pockets, right? So they would be able to get out of it with this Death card. Of course, this means the death. It's so, oh, this is so airy. Look, the Death card has come up next to concert goers. Look at that. However, these people have deep pockets. I do feel that one company in the background is going to fold, though, and that they'll go bankrupt or something like that. Or they will close down and be absorbed under another company, or there's some sort of company restructure that will be going on. But these people were just money oriented. So wherever they could cut corners when it came to this, they did it. But a lot of people just didn't, and a lot of senior executives also were not aware of just what was going on the ground, is what I'm picking up with this as well. They just weren't aware. They weren't aware of the lack of training. They were just looking at the dollars and cents bottom line. They just wanted, to save money, something be profitable, do that however you choose to do it. I'm not going to look at the detail. I'm picking up with this Ten of Pentacles that is something that was also going on as well. But it's the concert organizers I'm picking up very strongly here. So the main, if we had to rank it, what I would say is that it's a concert organ. If we had to rank priority of who was at fault, it's a concert from what we've picked up in the tarot cards, the concert organizers firstly. Secondly, it's Travis's team. He just had a lot of incompetent people who just looked like apprentices, like they didn't know what they were doing. And then very lastly, it's the emergency services also. Okay, what else could we? So there's Travis there, any responsibility here? Or who is more responsible, should we put it, Travis or... Ha! Okay, all three of them. So we have the emergency services. Travis said the emergency services, Travis's team, and emergency services, Travis's team, concert organizers. So that really works out to 3. So I asked the question, who's responsible? Three of cups. All 3 of them are. Okay. But what about Travis's role in this and responsibility for this though? This is our last question and I'll close. I'm not going to do Kylie and all of that here. I'll do that in a separate reading. No. He is going to come out of this. This is something I said in part 1, unfortunately. He is going to, oh look, Ace of Pentacles to the bottom. He's going to come out of this better than before. He has a new team behind him. And this new team behind him are head and shoulders better than the team he had before. And this new team behind, with the support, with this Emperor card of that new team behind him, taking control of things, they're going to have people eating out of the palm of their hands. They will have a really proper strategy in place. They would have the world at their fingertips. He is coming back stronger than ever this year. This is, and I said this in part 1 of it. For him, this is, again, the World card has come through. AstroWorld, the World card, there's a whole rebranding going on with Travis. And we get this ring. If you look at part 1 of my video, I went on about rings quite a lot. This is an elevating moment. Like, there is a lot of good stuff that will be coming out. Yep, Ace of Wands again. We got that earlier. There are lots of good things. He would be able to deflect everything that's coming at him. There's a lot of good things. 7 again as well. There's a lot of good things. This was destined. All that this happened, that was destined. He was destined to be in that role. In part 1 of this, in fact, let me just see if we have it here. So this is the part 1 cards. And as you can see in part 1, we got the World card. We have the World card again here. And again, we have that ring, that Centurion ring about things being divinely guided. It's the universe. The universe could create and God could divine both good and bad. Both have their purpose. One less good than the other. That is humans' projection on what these events are. But this was destined to be. You know, 9 of Swords reverse. Like, this is a lot of panic, it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of worry, but the fact that it's reverse, they're coming out of it. That's why they've set things out on social media. They're testing the waters. And now New Year's is the perfect time to do that. They're testing the waters here. You know, new year, new start. The branding and the strategy that's going on here with that Queen of Cups energy, whoever this woman is, it could be a woman, it could be a team of people, it could be a branding team that's managed by a woman or someone who's spearheading it, don't know, but they know exactly what they're doing. Travis is just elevating and he's just going to be operating on a whole other level. Yeah. He was like a very immature, impulsive energy that's gone. I keep on getting told of a video documentary that's coming up, that's coming through, that would be addressing this. That keeps on coming up again and again and again. Yeah. I don't think that there are any further messages at this point, but there's some video documentary that's meant to be coming through. Whew, I'm getting tired. Okay, I think I'm going to draw this to a close. I don't think that there's anything further for me to say. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune has come out and it's upright this time. But this is exactly what I mean by the Wheel of Fortune. Notice the white, the positive energy, and the dark. That's the thing, the Wheel of Fortune could go either way. Okay, I am going to leave, and this is Travis's very lastly, that's his elevation. That's his elevation. Okay, this experience is going to change him, it's going to change his branding, it's going to change the team, it's going to change how he does things. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, guys. Thank you for watching and watching right through to the end. I'll try to timestamp this and I'll see you guys in other readings. Bye for now.